Well, day 28 then. Only 3 more days to go in the 64 million artists January challenge. And today's is about finding a tree and, well, celebrating a tree, I guess, in a way. And I'm going to celebrate it in one of the only ways I know how, which is collage and ink, something I expect you've become accustomed to see. So let's have a look at the tree in question today. On the drawing board, we've got a glue stick, 2 bits of paper, my inky stick, my ink bottle, and my iPad with my reference picture on it. Now, this tree is very kind of, I would say, special or something that I've known about for a long time. It's 2 trees that have become interwoven into one tree, if you look at it from a certain direction. And it's in a park that's very close to a school that I used to go to, and in the tree there's a kind of a hollowed out part of the trunk, and as kids we used to climb up and sit into that piece of the tree. Unfortunately now it's all been cordoned off, and health and safety come along and said, oh, you can't do that, so you can no longer sit in the tree, which is probably beneficial for the tree, but obviously there's a few memories there that I like, and so we're going to draw and celebrate this tree using collage and ink. Right, so I'm going to start off by trying to get the 2 big parts of the tree trunk down, and I want to use 2 bits of different coloured collage paper, sugar paper, to kind of illustrate the trees being woven together, and I'm not sure at the moment how much of the trunk I want, so I'm just going to take a small piece of the sugar paper for now and start to shape the trunk of the tree that is at the back of this picture, and it's kind of all kind of bent up, so let's try and create that shape using lovely torn edges again, which I do love. It's a wonderful kind of device. Yeah, let's do that like that, and then it sort of comes thick. Trees are odd things, aren't they? They're kind of, you kind of think of them as nice straight sticks, but actually they're not. They're kind of bumpy and lumpy. They go thick, they go thin. So I think that works there for that. That's the trunk on the right, and I think that's one of the original bits of the tree. Now we're going to put the other trunk in. Again, I'm going to use some sugar paper. I'm going to need a bit of extra there. So this trunk, it's going to go up at this direction. Yeah, think like that. Now there's a gap, wonderful gap that I want to put in here. Again, just fold in the paper so that I can tear the shape that I want. And then bring that into there. So that's that kind of shape there. And kind of join these 2 bits of paper together somehow, so maybe I'll just take a little bit of paper off there so that the two become one, as the Spice Girls used to say. Now there's some foreshortening going on here for sure, because this tree is going up at an angle away from me, so I'm going to put that in like that, and then this piece of trunk is going to go up like that. I'm just taking a very small bit off the edge just to get a crinkly edge really more than anything. Oops. And then there's all sorts of branches and stuff coming off of there, and I've just had a wonderful idea to use some Tombow markers, so we're probably going to use those as well now. Right, let's glue those 2 bits into place. Right, so that's those two bits in place. Now, I said I was going to use my Tombow markers, so let's have a quick look at them. These are just water-based markers in various grey shades. I think that will be enough for now. Maybe a darker one as well. And what I'm going to start off by doing is lightly sketching in with the grey colour, and this will push this into the background. But also, if I want to, I can draw over it. It's like using a pencil, but it's a pen, so any mark I make is permanent, which I kind of like. So I can see some very distant trees that I want to put in, and they're running through the background here. And this is the edge of a playing field, so that goes through there like that. It's kind of a line, so let's put that in because this is a field through here. So that's that in very quickly, like that. That looks quite nice. There's some dark running through there that I just want to add for a second, just so I don't forget it's there when I come to draw the tree. There's a knot of wood here as well, and another branch that comes off in that direction from this part of the tree. This one's got a branch that comes up to here, and then, like trees do, it darts over in this direction and goes off there somewhere like that. There's a lovely big knobbly bit of tree there, which I'm going to accentuate the dimensions of that bit of tree. Pull that branch down. There's another branch that comes and twists back through like that. And it's lovely marks that you get with these Tombow pens. That's working quite nicely through there. Let's build out of the top of this tree that does kind of cross over here somewhere, so let's put that in. In fact, I'm going to use the other end of this pen now, up through there, and this just gives a kind of a different mark. There's another bit coming off, we'll call that cut off there, and shooting up to the sky there, and maybe there. See, this bit I don't need, but it looks, when the finished piece, it's going to look quite cool. And I'm going to take that off up there somewhere, and then there's another piece that's coming from this tree that way. And again, you see, I've made it thick and thin, and we can sort of start to add in some other bits of branches now that exist or don't exist, but I've got the main trunk of that tree in, which is kind of the bit that I wanted. I'm going to put something that goes off that direction there. You tend to find that you get bits flowing off like that as well. I might add a little bit of a outline on this tree bit here. So nice sort of marks, because these are water based, they sort of act a bit like watercolour, so you get some really nice marks. Just noticed another wonderful piece of branch that comes up and then darts back down and up through there, so I want to get that bit in. Just took some flicky bits there as well, maybe just a little bit like that, and then I'm going to run this bit of tree down to there and back in, and then out to there. There's stuff going on here, but I'm not going to worry about that just now. We've got this tree. This tree does some marvellous stuff, so let's put that. I can't wait to kind of I'm just following this kind of branch work down the tree. It's kind of got I'm just following the shape in my head, so that it may not be accurate, but it kind of has that. There's a bigger space in the image, but that looks fine to me. People are worried about getting things looking absolutely accurate, but unless you're going to go and look at this tree, there's some bits coming. There's bits of this tree come right down to the ground, which is really sort of strange looking. Madness there, and then we got another bit that comes off here. There's a great big knobbly bit there. Such an old tree, this one. It's very famous in the sort of town that I live in. Lots of kids have actually climbed this tree. There we go. Sort of put some knots and branches coming off of there. There's so many. I'm just picking out bits and pieces that I want to think should be there. So getting things go a bit behind and come forward. There's another bit comes out of there. Then we've got another bit, that tree that just seems to come. I'm going to let that go off the page, and then this. I'm not sure what's going on there, so I'm just going to kind of put something in like that before we put this piece of tree in that really does go up high through there. And then we can put some more work into this knot that's there. There's another knot there. This has got some. This is where the cutout was that we used to climb and sit in. And then you see, I'm not following the line of the collage. The collage is there just to support I suppose the weight of the tree, really. And then I think this is kind of maybe exposed tree bark there. And there's this big hollow bit of tree and kind of lots of tree rooty business will be there. So then and I'm gonna carry that root that seems to be there. I think this is actually something that's fallen down. But, let's do that there. So there we go. Bit of another bit of tree coming through there, maybe. And now, so let's put something in here because it's beginning to bug me a bit. I'll use another bit of grey. This is the colour I was expecting earlier, so I'm just filling this in with random mark, really. That's sort of all that crustiness of a forest. I can use go back to my darker pen again and kind of put some tree bits in there, because that's just what this is, really. It's a kind of a tree goodness, as it were. So got quite a nice image going on there. Loving this marking through here, and feel it needs something now with some ink. So now we've got the basics in, we can start to really go to town on some of these branches. So let's put some of this in ink, and you see this suddenly starts to bring the whole thing to life. There's so much in that bit there that I just want to, rather than render or draw properly, I'm just going to make some big old stick marks here, bringing that tree in. I'm going to bring this tree down there, some lovely kind of thin bits of the tree, adding some more dark into it. This bit was dark as well, so I'll put that in. I'm just using the stick as dry as I can, really, to get some detail of bark going on. I'm gonna try and work this bit a bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna do that to that, just to make it look like it's cut off. And this bit's going up. This bit's dark here. Love that in there. Oops, nearly knocked the ink over. That would have been fun. I've done that before. It's not fun, I have to say. Let's pull that line into there. Pull that line into there. We're gonna just really going over these grayer bits with some darker ink. This I'm hoping is gonna do what I want it to do. Yes, it has. Just give me some distant bark shape there. Now this is the hollow bit of the tree, so I really want to get some ink into that. Oh, there we go, perfect. And it's got a kind of a rim to it, so let's try and put that in. It's really old and knotted piece of wood, this. It's obviously some sort of part of the tree had fallen off and created that malarkey going on there. There's dark in here that I wanted to put in again, so let's put that in. It's really beginning to look like a tree now, which I love how easy it is to make some of these things work sometimes just by not doing too much. There we go, let's put that in, rough up that area a bit. I wasn't gonna do too much of this, but I just need that to be dark there, to come through there, and I'm going to draw that in. That looks nice. We can go a bit darker into the bottom of there. There we go. Down through that bit. I think these kind of have, I say tree fungus, but you know, the kind of knots that kind of get really green as well, so I'm going to put those on. Could be quite ugly looking if you didn't know what they were, I think. We'll flick that one out as well, and then I'm going to add a little bit of line work just to make that a bit more visible. I'm loving this through here. This is looking really gorgeous now. I'm actually kind of feeling this is kind of getting near to being finished. I'm going to put that in like a big lump of wood there. Nice big trunk there. Now I'm going to overlap these marks now so that you can see this is one tree but it's grown together. I'm loving this now. I'm getting to the point where I don't want to do too much more to it in fear of killing the thing. I'm going to put this fence that I can see in. I think that's maybe important, so I'm not going to do too much. And again through here. through there, just to give some sort of sense to that. And then I can use the really light grey pen again just to add in some darks in there. Maybe a bit of this as well, just while it's wet, just something to bring the eye through there. There we go. Just a little mark there, and some flicky bits there, because it could be some really dark sort of grass, but we don't know. Kind of a Edward Wesson type of trick that, but like that a lot. Maybe a few bits there as well, just to indicate there's something going on there that's working. I'm going to put some more grey in there. Some more grey there, I think. I want to go darker there, but I don't think I'm going to. What I'm going to do instead is using this end of the pen again, the thin end. Add a bit more stick work to the actual tree. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to do too much more to this. I think I've got, as a sketch, I'm really happy with this. It's given me the tree that I remember, the fact that it was two growing together. These bits very much entwined, the rest of it just growing out through the top of the thing there. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I can come back to this and do more work if I want to. But there you go. So there you go, another quick 10-15 minute exercise just to get something down into my sketchbook to remind me of the tree and how I was feeling at the time, the colours, the bits of pen that I've put in there, the ink working as a dry brush to give me those depths into the tree. Really happy with that actually. I might come back and do some more work to that one and do it as a finished piece. Hope you enjoyed that. Give it a go. Draw your favourite tree.